it's many things, right? But I would say that passenger revenue is doing very well. So we were 15% up year on year on this quarter in passenger revenue. At the same time, cargo is good. Cargo is 8% up on the quarter. And as important as that, right, we're keeping our costs under control and at the same time improving customer service. I mean, our net promoter score, which is a metric for us, very important to measure customer satisfaction, is all-time high in Q1, 20% up as opposed to last year. So, I mean, if you have customers that are happier, right, and more excited about the airline, I mean, everything goes well. So these are the most relevant points for us to have delivered 30% more profit than last quarter.
And the margin was really strong, 10% by my back of an envelope maths. IATA says the industry average this year will be 3.5%. So that is an industry busting margin. Is that sustainable, Anstromado?
It's actually good margins, especially because it's Q1 and not our strongest quarter. So usually Q3 is stronger. And if you think about it, I mean, it was during Ramadan, which is low season for us, right, in March in terms of GCC traffic. So we believe it's totally sustainable because it's not our strongest quarter. And I mean, of course, we have the benefit now to see how the bookings in June and July are coming, and they're coming in good shape. But it's not a privilege of Etihad. Let's be really frank here, right? I mean, most airlines in the world are doing very well. I mean, you're right, as opposed to average, we're doing better. But also the macro environment is positive for the airline. So it's our merit that we're above average, but it's also we have good winds blowing.
Well, let's talk about a couple of big events over the past 10 days. I don't know if I should start with Disney first or Donald Trump. Let's go with the President of the United States. Etihad, of course, making headlines around the world with that $15 billion or so deal for new planes and engines. Talk to me about that.
I mean, first of all, it's an honor, right, for Etihad to be selected to showcase to the UAE and to Abu Dhabi. I mean, everything that we're doing and the contributions that we're bringing to the table. One important aspect is, as you know, I mean, when we met first time some time ago, we put together this Vision 2030 plan with the aim of doubling the airline size in terms of fleet by 2030 and to get to about 30 million passengers by 2030, right? But reality is we believe we can do more. So this incremental order that we just placed with Boeing that also adds, I mean, engines, an important engine component to this agreement is instrumental for our growth in 28, 29, and 2030. So as we plan for 2035, and we hope we're going to have this plan revisited very soon and communicated very soon. I mean, we are putting more growth into 28, 29, and 2030. So what was 30 million before, right? It's going to be a bit more. We are not in a position yet to bring a number, but this incremental fleet that you just, I mean, mentioned is going to add to that because it's going to start coming 28.
Well, there's one thing ordering these planes, as you well know. Yes, please, Boeing, I'd like more 777Xs. It's another thing getting them. I saw Donald Trump turn to Kelly Ortberg, the Boeing CEO, at one stage saying, now you're going to go build them, Kelly. Where do we stand with Boeing delays? What kind of conversations did you have with Kelly Ortberg when he was here?
I mean, the deliveries in Boeing are improving every single month. Right, so we're confident. We have 4 planes coming this year. I mean, so and you have to separate the 787 program from the 777 program, right? I mean, the 787 is a plane that is flying for a long time, very reliable, and it's our backbone. It was one of the aspects that we shared with Mr. Trump, right? That we really rely on the 787 today as the backbone of the airline, and as Boeing ramp ups the 787 production, I mean, we get more and more confident that these planes are going to be in the new schedule that they shared with us on time, because it's happening already. Even the 737 that we don't take is ramping up, right? The 777 is a new program, right? The 777 is an airplane that is not yet certified. I mean, we don't expect this plane until 2030, 2032. So it's more for our midterm, right, in Etihad. So that's not a point of attention right now. So we are betting on the 777X for the very, I would say, long term, not for the short or midterm, in which we're going to keep the current fleet strategy that we have.
Let's talk about Disney. It'll open around the same time as you get those 777Xs, early 2030s. How much of a game changer is that for Abu Dhabi and for Etihad?
I think Abu Dhabi now is in a different league, right? I mean, there are very few places in the world that is able to offer to Disney, right, an attractive venue, right, for this amazing amusement park. I mean, we know how important it is. I mean, we joined the likes of Paris, of Tokyo, right, that are, I mean, number one destinations, I mean, top 10 new destinations in the world for tourism. And this is so important for Abu Dhabi and for Etihad. Our confidence and the new fleet plan that we're putting together actually was not even considering that, right? Because it was really, really, I mean, confidential, right? And Abu Dhabi is doing very well in terms of keeping confidentiality. So, I mean, I hope in the end this is going to imply that we'll need even more planes in the future, right? And we're very, very excited. I mean, that's a game changer, adds a lot, right, to a place like Yas Island, where it's becoming a center in the world for families to come and have leisure, very safe, very kids friendly. I mean, it's one of those events that changes everything, right? Not only from a direct impact standpoint, but think about reputation building about the destination. Think about, I mean, all the things that can happen as you become a major hub in the region for amusement experiences. So we're really, really excited. We congratulate Abu Dhabi leadership on that. It's a major, I mean, I was sharing with the Abu Dhabi leadership, like, thanks God we're doing our homework, right, and ordering more planes, because otherwise we would be behind the curve. And our order was actually done before the Disney announcement. We were really, it's serendipity, right, to be on the right time at the right place, at the right place on the right time, and it was really a great coincidence for us.
Two final things, if I may, Anton Ronaldo. First of all, AI, artificial intelligence. Also on Yas Island, we're going to get this incredible AI campus. What are the use cases that you're finding for AI for the airline, both customer facing and also in the background?
I mean, artificial intelligence is to a certain extent, it can be a buzzword, right? But in reality, is a concrete thing, right? I don't know anyone today that is not already using AI on their day-to-day basis, right? I have this joke, right? I see my son, my 11-year-old studying, right? And he's using ChatGPT to ask questions to him, right? So, I mean, the way we view AI in Etihad is very, very simple, right? It's a key tool for us to boost productivity. And when we think about productivity, we don't think about replacing jobs. Actually, we think about doing more and a better job with the resources that we have. So in Etihad, we have put together a very important effort around AI. Today, all the comments that we get from customers are read by AI already, right? And AI synthesizes for us customer feedback. Otherwise, we wouldn't be improving customer feedback experience as we've been improving. At the same time, I mean, we have AI now in our contact centers. So all the questions that we get from customers, all the complaints, all the issues that are not solved, I mean, we read using AI first, but we always have a human being. I mean, trying to understand if the AI recommendation is good enough, right, to proceed with that. So we already see a lot of impact on the way we can manage, for instance, our customer experience. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. Reality is we're setting up now a very important function in Etihad, We're going to have a director dedicated to AI, right? So that under IT, right? And this new function is going to be enabling AI throughout the organization. And we're going to start that by training, because we believe that we need to train our people to use the great tools that are coming together, but also the tools that are going to come in the future, right? So code development, for instance, in Etihad, because we sourced a lot of our coding, right, is already using a big chunk of AI. So if I summarize here what I just said, I mean, we're using AI not only to improve the lives of our customers, right, but at the same time to develop new applications to our customers in a quick way. So we are now with a third version of our website in less than 2 years. And the development timelines are being compressed. So instead of taking 2 years to release what we have now, which is an integrated app, mobile experience and web experience in a single application, it could take us 2 years. It took us less than 1 year to do that. So AI is already a reality. We're going to keep investing in that, and we're really happy that Abu Dhabi is at the front of the AI development.
Lastly, business is booming. What are the risks?
I mean, this is a capital-intensive business, right? I mean, we always have risks. I come from Brazil, a country in which you have a downturn every other year, right? So I would say that, I mean, one of the key risks that we have in aviation, and we always have that risk, is any issue in terms of demand, right? If demand is not moving up, if demand stalls, right, or if demand goes down, I mean, it's always a problem for an airline, right? So as long as we keep our efficiency on track and are really agile, right, to adapt and adjust and review our network for any demand shortfall, I mean, we're going to be in a good shape. So I would say that the key risk that any airline in any point in time has to manage is demand, right? Because this is the risk that you cannot, I mean, address, right? You cannot change. Demand is demand. So if we have in place all the tools and the processes to adjust our capacity to demand, I think we can mitigate such a risk. But this is the key risk that I think we have in the industry, right? Every time you have conflicts in the region, every time you have conflicts in other parts of the world, right? Every time you have, I mean, if you have, for instance, a demand shock in, let's say, in the US or from Europe to the US, then you're going to have more planes available. If you have more planes available, these planes can move to a new geography, right? They can come to the Middle East, they can come to Asia, and then you have more supply than demand, and then you have to rebalance everything. So I would say that a key risk that we always have in the industry is the supply and demand balance. Today, I would say that the equation is in good shape, right? But we need to keep our eyes open to any supply and demand disbalance, right, that we may have in the future, and act promptly.